Morning everyone. Thursday the 4th of December. Today's video is something I was supposed to make 2 or 3 days ago. I did make I'd say I'd make it, but something else cropped up. I had a puncture in my works vehicle, which obviously I needed to get fixed first. Because it's a pickup, they have to order the tyre, but in the end, luckily we didn't need a tyre, it was a puncture and they fixed it. Anyway, you'll also notice, you'll see me. Many people keep saying, you don't put yourself on any videos. Well, my friends will chuckle at this because they say I've only got a face for radio. But I'm going to try and do a few more with me on, but I'm also going to try and do quite a lot with me off. Today's video is on a subject that I've been meaning to do for a long time. I wouldn't say it's a hot topic of debate, but personally I think it is, but most people will not think so. Anyway, I will show you what it's about. So today's video is on this. What I call the deadly ball flinger. So what my intention is based on information from clients who have used them in the past, information from speaking to vets, my own personal views on them. But then what I would also do is make a video when I'm out with my dogs to show you how you could use one, because obviously there are times, like if it's somebody who's got a shoulder injury and they can't throw a ball for their dog, this will help them out. If it's somebody elderly, they might not be able to throw a ball, this will help them out. But the whole point of this is, it's like anything you use for dogs. If you use it correctly, I don't see a problem. But too many people don't use this correctly. They use it to almost train their dog and forget about the consequences. But I will show you do another video in a minute when I go out with the dogs of how I would use one for my dogs. So any dog that likes a ball, how I would use it, if that makes sense. But again, at the end of the day, this is just all my opinion. These are your dogs. If you choose to want to use one of these every day of the week, that's on you. You pay the insurance, you pay the vet's bills. So on that note, why don't I have one? Because this is my neighbour's, which I borrowed 4 days ago. I'm surprised I haven't asked for it back. I don't need one. I can throw dummies, I can throw balls, make the dogs hunt, blah, blah, blah. But too many people get one of these because their dog likes a ball and they just throw it and throw it and throw it. Let's be honest, most people that go out and just throw it for their dog, it's because they can't be bothered to properly train a dog. Because I have many times challenged people and said, put that ball flinger back in your car and let's see what your dog does. And it won't recall, it will run off and find a ball elsewhere. As soon as that comes out, the dog will come back because it's trained just for the ball. So if you go out every day and you use one for sort of 10 minutes, maybe 15 maximum, I don't really see a problem with it, depending how you use it. But after that, you're only doing it for your benefit, not for your dogs. Because anyone that's watched any of my videos will know that Dexter will run all day. If I took him to a field with that and I threw a ball for 2 hours, he would just keep going. Even 3 hours. He'd be panting a lot, but he would keep going. The trouble with these, when you throw them for too long a period of time, is after a while, it's not the ball that your dog is responding to, it's adrenaline. Throwing a ball with one of these spikes adrenaline, and adrenaline masks other things, such as 10 minutes for one of these, maybe not a problem, not my thing, but it's your dog. But after that, once that adrenaline's kicked in, your dog is going on purely adrenaline. So your dog could pick up an injury. So a lot of people that throw a ball with one of these will throw, if it's a tennis ball, they'll throw it, and so most of the time the ball stops and the dog sprints, and as it gets to the ball, it sort of slides to the ball. Well, that puts loads of stress through their shoulders. If you get the rubber balls that bounce, as the dog goes to catch it, it jumps up, and as it lands, puts loads of pressure through all 4 legs and their spine. Sometimes you'll see people out and they'll throw a rubber ball, and as the dog gets there, the ball's so high the dog jumps in the air and is almost like vertical up in the air and comes down like that. The amount of stress on the spine is unbelievable. And over the course of months into years, you're just causing massive issues for your dog. The amount of dogs I've seen where their front paws turn out, or their front legs are bowed, or something like that, or hip dysplasia, all this sort of stuff. You speak to a vet, they will tell you that too much repetition with this is the quickest way to an extortionate vet's bill. It's madness. The other side of it is that you've got to, like, the first thing is, I would never use one of these if you've got a puppy, because puppies' bones are soft. They don't form properly till they're a year old. And again, any problems you start off with that, like a puppy you should be training. They got years to have fun, train them. If you go to a playing field, so for argument's sake, if I take my two over the field by my house, which is a rugby pitch, so you imagine the grass is quite short, and I was throwing a ball, I'm just going to cause problems. How would I do it over on the playing field? Well, I've made videos with dummies the same. I'd have them on leads or walking them to heel. I'd chuck a ball down one end and I go to the other end of the field. I turn around and I'm sending them back to look for it. Yes, they're running, but when they get close to it, they slow down and then they hunt. So there's no pressure on their bones in any way, shape or form. They're just using their nose to locate the ball, to bring it back. But even that, I avoid short grass most of the time if I want the dogs to hunt, because it's just the way it is. But, you know, this is quite a big one. It's quite flexible, it bends well. I believe you can get them in shorter versions. You can get them, I think, where you get a smaller ball in there. I mean, most of these are standard tennis ball size. But again, it's like you've got to be wary of the ball you're using. Just, you know, because if your dog's running full pelt and it jumps and catches a ball, if that ball is actually too small, it goes down their throat, well, you're in a world of trouble. But yeah, adrenaline, it will mask injury. And whilst you're out, you won't see it. And then 6-7 hours later, you'll go, oh, why is my dog limping? Well, it was actually when you were out, but you just couldn't see it because you thought 40 minutes with this was going to sort your dog out for the day. Other things is like exhaustion. The dog could be exhausted, but adrenaline will make it keep going. And this is a lot of my videos. I tell people all the time, you don't need to stay out hours to train your dog and to tire your dog out. And this is the biggest myth of everything. Oh, I'll go out twice a day or once a day for an hour and I'll chuck a ball with this. Let's have a challenge. You take your dog out for 1 hour, one of these, and then you come and watch me train my dogs twice for 15 minutes each time, and we'll see whose dog sleeps better. Because I've never owned one, and as soon as I've done this video, this is going back to my neighbour, who I have told not to do it. But like I say, it's their dog, their choice. But when we make the video, when I go out, I'll show you with Billy how I would use one if, like, I had frozen shoulder, or I had to have an operation, or I dislocated my shoulder, something like that. How I would use one, you know, how you could use it if you had to. But I personally would never use one by choice. I advise all my clients the same. I say if they're going to use one, how to use it. It's just a myth that these tire your dog out. They will tire it out, but it's like, you've got to think, if you put it list one side of all the good things about one of these and all the bad things, trust me, the bad things will massively outweigh the good things. But they are what they are. You know, they're a fad. It's a bit like, again, from what I see, if you want to walk your dog on a harness, that's up to you. If your dog walks beautifully well, nothing wrong with a harness. But if your dog's got any behavioural problems when they're out walking, a harness is not going to fix your problems. I don't care how many of the food chucking trainers tell you this, it will not fix your problems. You've got to make your dog understand. It's got to work for you. And I've got cases going on now with clients who have had people out and tried to fix this, spent hundreds and thousands of pounds, and they couldn't do it. And I'm going back to see a lady next week for a second lesson, and we're done. For something that she paid a behaviourist well over £2,000 to try and fix, and other trainers, and they couldn't fix it because they don't think outside the box. Anyway, this is purely a piece of equipment. If you've got one, watch my video later on about how I would use one. Use it right, I'd say yeah, okay. Use it wrong, trust me, make sure your insurance policy is up to date, because at some point you are going to need it. If you haven't got insurance and you choose to do it the other way of saving in credit card, I suggest you start banging extra away now. I was in my vets yesterday. I had to pop there and get a prescription for my dog's flea and worm treatment, and we were talking about, I was making a video on this, and the vet literally looked at me and just put his hand over his face. And I know, because spinal injuries, many years ago I went to a thing down in Weston-super-Mare. There's a veterinary college down there with a veterinary practice. Went to a talk about spinal injuries in dogs, and this was massively mentioned. So I'm not going to gibber on about it. I've made my point quite clear about how what I think of them. You'll see many people in many locations all across the UK, and probably even in overseas. They pull up in a car park, they open the boot, the dog jumps out, they pick up one of these with a ball, they walk for 40 minutes, they chop, 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 they put their dog back in. And they'll tell you their dog's brilliantly trained and what an enjoyable walk. Or was it? What was enjoyable about it? Enjoyable the fact you didn't have to put any effort in. That's my opinion. Your dog might have enjoyed it, but he ain't going to enjoy it when he's on the operating theatre, having pins and that, and then you ain't going to enjoy it when your dog's having to wear a suit and be crated for 6 to 8 weeks with lead walks only, and you're trying to work out how your Springer Spaniel needs to get brain work to tire him out because he can't go out on a lead. Well, then you'll think, maybe I should have listened. But hey, it is what it is. It's your dog. I can't make anyone change. I can't make anyone listen. I just hope that this helps a few people. But I'm going to go out now with the boys. I'll get Billy and I'll show you how I would use one of these if I had to use one. Okay? I'll speak to you in a minute. Right, everyone. I'm out now. Got Bill with me. So this, where I am now, this is part of, this goes over there, these through to a nature reserve. So up there, if I went to the left there, the grass is probably knee height, so we'd work even harder. Never walked out one of these before, but so I'm going to show how I would use one if I had to. So if I had a shoulder injury or something like that. So sit. Throw the ball over there. Wait. So he's seen it, and now he's got to go and find it. Yes, he's run out there, but now he's having to hunt for it. It's now 20 past 11, and he's getting a maximum of 15 minutes. I've set a reminder on my phone, a timer, so I know exactly that I've not overdone it with him. Here he comes. Sit up. Sit. So this time I throw it a different way, but I'm going to make him wait. Sit. Now he's looked away from it. Find it. So just delay it a little bit more before he goes. So again, he's just got to work a little bit harder. To be fair with him, his nose is that good. Longer grass would do him better. But I've done this with a dummy launcher. A field at Burlip I got where the grass was between knee and waist height. I fired a dummy. I sent Bill and it took him 25 minutes to find it. So I'm not going to record the whole 15 minutes. So I said it was 20 past 11 we started. So at 25 to 12, I'll come back and I'll show you how tired he is. So it is now 1 minute to half past. So we've been here 9 minutes so far. In that 9 minutes, he's had 6 retrieves. 2 of them, it took him quite a while to find, and the other 4. In between, well, I've just walked. Ball's here, throw's here, and we're just going to walk. Because even in that 15 minutes, he's not going to get ball, 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 repeat, 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 repeat. See, because look how different he is when I've got a ball flinger now. Like normally, anyone, if you watch the videos, you'll see him run off, he'll be in the hedges. But look, he sniffs around, then in a minute, he'll check back in, because he'll go, oh, I want to chase that ball, I want to chase that ball. Give me a little look there, but he's sniffing now, which is good. So now he's sort of going back to his normal self. This is what I want to do, but as soon as I pick that flinger up like that, see, straight away, he wants to play this game. But I want it to be my game. So, how can you make this a little bit, look, so now he's running around, he's anticipating I'm going to throw it. Billy, come. Good boy. I haven't bought the whistle because I don't want to deafen people. Come here. Sit. Sit. So, yeah, I can throw it left-handed. I've thrown it the other way this time. So you've seen this a million times. This way. Do it with dummies all the time, but you can do it with this as well, just to make it a little bit harder. So he knows roughly where it's gone. But I'm just making him work a bit harder. Sit up. No. Sit up. Back. So just send him back for it. Anyone whose dog has got drive for a ball or dummy or something like that can play this game. Just got to teach your dog how to play it. But he's found that quite quick. But this, for him, is far better than me just throwing it, because just throwing it, one, it doesn't test him. He's too good. His nose is too good, as are most of the dogs that play this game. Their noses are too good. There is no, they don't learn anything by just running and fetching a ball. And two, quite honestly, I don't want to damage his bones. Why? Well, obvious, isn't it? One, he's a pet, and he's like, if you watch the videos, I'll tell you, he's my best friend. He's got me through some dark times. Two, why should I do something that long term is going to cause him pain? You wouldn't do it to your kids. Don't do it to your dog. And three, his breed was born to hunt, so let's make him hunt. Whether it's a tennis ball, a dummy, a stick, whatever you've got, a raggy toy. Bill, come here. Whether it's a raggy, Bill. Whether it's a raggy toy, come here, sit down. Sit. I'm just going to change hands with the camera because I will need my better hand. Sit. So that one I've thrown a lot longer because it will go a lot long way. That's up there. This way. So he's got to come away. Come on. So I'll do exactly the same. Take him away from it because he knows it's up there. And this is now, where are we? We're 2 minutes from the end, so this is going to be his last one. Sit. Sit. We're 2 minutes from the end. 15 minutes, this is all he's having. Back. And what's that? 5, 6, 8 or 9 maximum retrieves he's had. Even if he finds this, I'm not throwing another one. That's him done. If it takes me 2 minutes to find it, he's done. He's done. Whatever. This is the last one. But then I'll show you what he's like when he comes back. He had a little bit of free running, but as you see, he doesn't really go off. And I can guarantee with Dexter, I won't use a ball flinger with him. He was ball flinger. I think he was ball flinger trained when he was rescued. So no, I'm not doing it with him. He'll come over here with dummies. But see, look how, I don't know if you can see it on this camera. I can't really zoom in. But if you can see how hard he's working just for this one ball. So he's running non-stop, but he's not running flat out. He's not putting pressure on his shoulders or his back legs. He's not going to cause himself an injury. It's like not a repetitive strain injury like you're doing if you just throw it. And he's having a great time because this is what he wants to do. The dummy, the ball, sorry, Abbott, is further back. He's got to go back for it. So he's going the right way now. Now he's on it because you can see how the way I can see. I don't know if you can see that, but you see where he stopped. He's almost stood still and he's wagging his tail, but look, he's using his nose. He's almost stationary. You can smell it. You just got to work out where it is. Yeah, he's got it. So 9 retrieves in 15 minutes. No repetitive strain. Just fun. And he gets, normally with dummies, he'll get 2 sessions like this a day. And that is it. 30 minutes. Dead. Right. That dog is tired. Mentally, physically. Why do I need to keep going now? So people, I think you've got the gist of my my video. If you're going to use one of these, on you be it. If you don't listen to your voice, it's your dog, it's your money, it's your vet's bills. But please, if you do think you can change, then change. Watch this video, learn something. You take one thing away from this and it saves your dog some pain and you some money. We're all learning. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. As always, give your dogs a kiss from me. Look after yourselves, take care of your family, and I'll catch up soon.